Hi, I'm Duncan Tunbridge. I'm the Programme Manager for Rifle and Pistol. Paris is not my first Games. I've been involved in Paralympic sport since 2005 and have been involved in each game since then in various different capacities, leading up to Tokyo, which was my first Games as team leader for shooting. I think everything they've done up to that point prepares them for that competition. The support they have around them from their friends and family, from British Shooting, from the support they receive from UK Sport and the National Lottery. It's a really complex picture as to how each athlete on their individual journey is best supported to perform at that highest level. I think the greatest challenges are being bespoke to each individual's need whilst trying to form a team. Shooting is an individual sport, but we are all stronger together, and for each individual athlete to perform at their absolute best, they need to have that team working with them and behind them in unison. So that's the challenge, is balancing the individual and the team. That's a really good question. I think it can be a struggle sometimes to operate on the strategic level when there is so much operational work to do in terms of organising training camps, competitions, the support that each athlete requires. So it is a struggle sometimes to lift my head above the parapet and look into the distance and plan further ahead. Luckily, with the support of our senior leadership team, we get the opportunity to do that, and certainly going through a planning process for the LA cycle whilst also preparing for Paris was a challenge, but really valuable, so that we all know what that direction of travel is and where we want to end up further down the line. It's still a shooting competition. The distance is the same, the target is the same, you'll be lining up with the same athletes, but it would be naive to pretend that it's not a different environment. That tends to be things outside the athlete's control. There's more eyes on them, spectators in the audience, cameras. It has a far higher reach. So whilst the basic mechanics are the same, those external pressures are greater, and that's the real knack, is to make it still feel like it's a shooting competition. These guys have taken thousands, millions of shots, and these are just the same, and it's blocking out some of those external stimuli to remind them that it's just to focus on their process and the result will take care of itself. On the whole, there's no difference between preparing for an Olympics and a Paralympics. The difference probably is that the Olympics comes first. So the Paralympic group will have seen the venue in action, will have been able to watch on TV, hear feedback from the staff and athletes who have been out there already. One, that can build a little bit of pressure anticipation, but two, you can use that information and that knowledge that has been gained from the Olympics to help the Paralympic athletes settle in quicker and really use it as a performance advantage. I think there's a sense of focus. I think everyone's narrowing in on this one competition, and everything they're doing this year kind of contributes to that end goal. Ultimately, that's where they want to peak. That's where they want to be at their absolute best. So every decision, every choice they make throughout this year needs to be taken through a lens of what is going to put me in the best position to shoot at my best in Paris. How am I feeling ahead of the Games? I am feeling positive because I see the work that goes in from both the athletes and the staff. I see regularly performances in training and other competitions that suggest that this group are in a really good place to perform. I think it's natural for there to be anxiety for athletes and staff. We have a sports psychologist that works with us to really help the athletes with their techniques and with their processes for that. But my general advice is lean into it. You're anxious because it means something. You're anxious because you want to perform well, to perform at your best. So to hide away, to run away from that anxiety isn't the right choice. It's explore that anxiety, see how it can drive you, how it can improve you. Do it. Don't sit there and think, well, that would be nice. Take action. Look at opportunities to get out, try the sport. If it's something that you see and you think you might enjoy, then there's only one way to find out whether that's true, and that's to get a gun in your hand and give it a go.